Let's bring the focus back to India, and remember we have a two-day strike, a two-day bank strike where employees across public sector banks and even some of the old private sector and foreign banks are on a two-day strike to protest some of the impending reforms in the financial services sector. Anirudh Ghosh joins us now on the phone line from the strike venue at Azad Maidan in Mumbai with details. Anirudh, what's it looking like? If you could just walk us through so far the success, if you could call it that, of the bank strike and what the impact on banking operations is going to be.
Well, yes, George, certainly on the ground, we do seem to have quite a few people who've turned out for the strike. Remember that the strike has been postponed earlier also, so now we have close to a few hundred people who've turned up at Azad Maidan to kind of protest a few of the issues which have been impending in the banking sector. A couple of them, of course, have to do with the fact that there is a banking laws amendment bill which is due in Parliament. This bill, if at all it is passed, is going to actually result in the voting cap for private banks being raised to from the existing 10% to 26%. It's also going to allow foreign capital to come in. So that's something that these unions are dead against. They also have been protesting the outsourcing of a lot of public sector jobs to the private sector. So clearly these are the two main issues that they're talking about. Also, of course, on the agenda is the compensatory practices. They are, of course, demanding better compensation practices at this point of time, and also demanding that since there are a lot of people who are going to be superannuating this year and in the last couple of years, they're demanding that adequate replacement hires are carried out. That, of course, hasn't happened at this point of time in the public sector. So clearly, these are a few of the issues that have been carried out. But as far as the impact is concerned, even though there is quite a bit of people on at this strike venue at this point of time, but the main impact, of course, is due to the fact that a lot of bank branches across the country have been shut for business. All public sector bank branches have been shut for business. So clearly, there is going to be some amount of impact as far as the end user is concerned, as far as transfers are concerned, as far as your ATM transactions are concerned. There is going to be some amount of impact over there. Though a few of the bank executives who we've been speaking to have been telling us that they are trying to make some arrangements to ensure that normal life isn't impacted, that some amount of cash is put into the ATM. So clearly, they are trying on their part to kind of ensure that public life isn't impacted to too much of an extent. But then there is, of course, quite an amount of impact because public sector banks, as you know, does comprise of over about 80% of the banking business in India at this point in time.
Thanks very much for giving us those details. That's over 70,000 bank employees who have gone on strike. A bit of a mixed bag when it comes to the PSU banking lot. IOB, Can Bank, Allahabad Bank, PNB in the red, while Karnataka Bank, Bank of India, as well as BOB are holding up smartly.